How do you get people to fill out your forms on your website? Well, I want to show you in this video. Welcome to the Digital Growth Monthly Club. I'm Josh. Let me show you what we're going to walk you through. Filling out forms. That is the topic today. I'm going to provide you some tips so that people are filling out forms on your website. I'm going to show you our data and actually give you the back end stuff, the good stuff first. Then I'm going to show you our landing page on how we do it. Now, what's our tips first, Josh? Well, first you need to create a valuable set of content or an event. What do you mean by that? I'll show you exactly the thing. You need to create something that no one else can do. And I'm going to show you how we did that, and maybe you can pick up a couple tips from that. Next, show testimonials, what people say about your past events, your past content, what you do. Real people having fun is important. Next, I want you to test it on mobile. I'll show you how we do that. Then you need to collect the right data. Very important, and I'll show you a little bonus tip on how to double your data. That's a good phrase, double your data. Show off some of your data once you've asked people to collect data, and I'll show you one of that technique. Okay, filling out forms. Let's jump over to my other screen here real quick, and let me show you what we're doing. First of all, let me show you my dashboard in my system so I can tease you just a little bit. These are some of our different web forms. If you want to use Gravity Forms just like us, click the link below this video. You can learn more about Gravity Forms, and you can use the same technology we do. So this is the event we're going to look at, the Meet a Pilot field trip, and it's an event where pilots open up their cockpit and let kids jump in and learn, and parents and all these cool stuff. 566 entries. I'm going to show you a little secret as to how that's actually 800 people. So let's go look at some of the data. Once again, I'm teasing you. Now, each one of these is a weekend event. We did 6 of them, and 29 people opted in. I started getting better. 51 people opted in. Then 82 people opted in. Then, look at this, 100, then 122, and then 182. And these are real people. I'll show you how some of the data works. But then I got smart with the last 2. I'm going to show you how to design your landing page so that each one of these last 2 events, 122 opt-ins and 182 opt-ins on this Saturday and Sunday event in July, if they wanted to bring another adult, they clicked a button and they filled out that other adult's information. So I got another 202 email addresses with first names and more data on them. So I'm blowing up here, and I also collected more data. I can see where they live, all this different stuff, which is pertinent to us basically saving an airport, making it more family friendly, if you will. Now, if you run a nonprofit, this is right up your alley, because we're not selling a product here. We are selling something that is an experience, and we're wooing people over. And if you own a nonprofit or you run one, you need to pay attention to this one. And then we're also collecting data saying this is the people, these are repeat customers. They check a box. This is their first visit. 323 people said that they are visiting for the first time ever. That's a very large percentage. And then I visit the local parks, and I visit the dog park, and I'm a pilot. Okay, so let me show you some of this information, the front side of it. First of all, Santa Monica Airport is a website that we are running to make it more family friendly, santamonicaAirport.com. You click on the field trip in the upper right, and this is something that we've been running. We're going to run more of, and I want to show you a bunch of techniques. I'm going to walk you through the layout of this site. I'm going to try and be really, really quick. First of all, create a valuable event. There's one thing the airport has that no one else has. Don't try and get people to come to a car show at the airport or a gala that's fancy and all these other boring things. The airport has access to airplanes. They have pilots that genuinely care. They just don't have a reason to donate their time. So we created a reason so the pilots could donate their time and put real kids in airplanes. That's what this event is. No one else in Los Angeles can put kids in airplanes. At the airport, we can do that. So that's the one thing we can do. Remember my original thing? Do something that no one else can do. Remember that? All right. Next. Show testimonials. Let me show you. When you land on this page, I'm going to show you how to make it mobile friendly. But when you land on this page, you're going to notice that in the bottom right, this sounds so cool and it's free. Take a weekend field trip to the Santa Monica Observation Deck. This is a baby boot camp mom. It's a real tweet. Club Mom Me. Yes, and we just signed up. We visit at least once a week. My toddler loves airplanes. Real testimonials from our target audience, which we know who that is. You know your target audience, so get some testimonials. Real people having fun. Once again, right back at it, right? Real people having fun. Next, I want you to test your landing page on mobile. We're going to get into the good stuff in a sec. Josh, how do I test it on mobile? Well, click like this. I call it responsive, so does the rest of the industry. People on the desktop click it, check it out here. But guess what? A large portion of our people check it on mobile. How do I do that, Josh? Shrink it down like you see right here. And all of a sudden, boom, you're starting to see it as an iPhone or a Samsung or an Android device, right? See how all of our stuff changed? This is a WordPress simple mobile site. Take a weekend field trip. And I want to show you that the reason why I put this ugly button right up top, why would you put it up there, Josh, is a large percentage of our people actually land on it and they can only see down to the middle of the video. And while they're watching the video, this is above the fold, right? You see how I'm planning for mobile? And then as you scroll down, they can see a lot more and all kinds of cool stuff. Okay, so next, that was planning for mobile. And then I want you also, the next thing is to collect the right data. So let me show you, you guys know how events work, right? You're offering value to people. Cool. Well, let me show you a little trick. First of all, I always include the event details. I try and include a little bit of a menu at the top, and I try and do a little bit of a video. And this is a simple YouTube video of people doing really cool stuff at the airport, pictures of our past events, and there's actual kids in planes. People having fun. Okay, so here's what I want you to do to collect the right data, and this is what we've learned. You can register here for free. Look at the clean little box. It all works mobilely, so that if I actually, let me show you the mobile version. If I'm really good at what I do, you should be able to click the register here today button and experience it. Here's what you see on your phone. Register here for free. People put their first and last. Now, you shouldn't ask for too much info, but I want their first and last because there's a lot of value here. I want the parents' email. Now, the reason for that is we don't want their kids' names. We don't need any kids' information. We just want the parents. And then they can register for whatever date they want. Radio buttons here. You want to learn more about how we create radio buttons and do all this? You can click the link below for Gravity Forms. It's pretty cool. Or you can join the Digital Growth Club to learn more about how we build Gravity Forms and do all this stuff. Yes, I want to bring, and this is where it gets really cool. We talked it over with teams. We set out what are we going to do for success. And we know that people want to bring 1 kid, 2 kids, or 3 kids. Usually it's a mom or a dad. But guess what? We learned. Some moms are like, well, I want to bring myself, but I also want to bring a spouse. How do I register my husband? How do I do this? And they get frustrated. So we added this little button. Watch this. We're actually going to come back to that. What city do you live in? I want to know what city they live in so we can market to them. We can have them vote on initiatives. This isn't political, but it's getting people to understand that the airport adds a lot of value. Then, what's your favorite part? I visit the sky deck to watch planes take off. This is my first visit. Remember how many people filled that out? I visit the local parks, the dog park. I'm a pilot. Register us. We're going to come back to that one, the yes one. But look below. When you are about to click on the register us, there's more testimonials. What's the world's best testimonial? A happy customer. A photo is a picture of a happy customer. Kids having a great time at the airport with their moms. Kids in airplanes, kids trying on headsets, having a great time. Register us. Now watch this. What if you want to bring your spouse? Watch this. Yes, I want to bring an additional person. Well, then what's their first name and what's their email address? Because I really only need first name and email. And I assume that they're from the same city because they're probably very similar. They're your spouse, usually, I'd say majority of the time. So then what I'm actually doing is I'm getting 2 email addresses per household. I'm doubling the amount of data in this case. I'm kind of upselling you on giving me more information. Now, that is collecting the right data, okay, as you can see. Now, the next thing I want to show you, and this is the end of the video, hopefully here, show off some of your data. What do I mean by that? Well, check this out. If you register here for free, what's the next best thing to seeing pictures, which I have all over here, by the way? Check this out. Here's who's registered. Over 566 families have enjoyed this event in 2014. Now, this is from our past 6 events, which are 3 months, 3 different weekends, a Saturday and Sunday. Remember how I said show off some of your data? Tease some of the data a little bit? Well, what we've done is we've shared their first name, which the parents fill out up here in the upper left, and we've filled out their city name, which they click in the drop down. Now, one of the little tricks here, and I'm going to show you in a sec, if they click the other button, I'll show you that in a moment, but look at this, my friends. 566 families, I've got almost 800 people in here that you can just keep scrolling down, and this is good for Google results because all these different people from these cities. And it has improved our Google results a little bit. Now, let me show you one more trick. Let's say you want somebody's information. I always give them an other sign. Watch what happens when you click this other. Collecting the right data. It says, what's your exact city? we will use this to know where you're coming from. Example, Newport Beach, Palm Springs, Santa Barbara, etc. And it's only when you're on other or the Los Angeles one, because sometimes Los Angeles is so big, I want to know what division of Los Angeles you're coming from. Okay, so we've collected the right data. We've showed off our data. Let me show you just one more time what the back end looks like as we've improved this. And now we're getting hundreds of opt-ins for this, so much so that we have limited the amount of people that are allowed to come to this event. So let's go look at what we reviewed one more time, my friend. Filling out forms, you have to create a valuable event. I showed you some tips. Yeah, I showed you our data. I showed you our landing page. We created a valuable event. Do something that your business can do that no one else can do. And if you're a nonprofit, show off some story that no one else can show. Don't just go ask for donations. Don't just try and sell your product. Offer them something as a teaser that no one else can do. Free chance to put your kid in a plane. Show testimonials of real people having fun, as I showed you. Real moms going, I love this. Pictures were amazing as well. Test it on mobile. Make sure your site is responsive. Next, collect the right data as you saw me do. I want to know the drop down of where they're from, their first and last name, their email. And if they want to bring a spouse, I welcome that. I just want the spouse's first name and the email. And then show off some of your data, tease it. I want you to make sure that you are teasing that data in a way that doesn't give away too much personally identifiable information. Notice I only gave away the first name and also the city name of everybody that was on the list, so that it wasn't too much like, oh, Bill Smith is there. All right, so there you go. That's filling out forms. How to get people to opt into your forms on your website. I'm Josh with MediaLeaders.com. You can click the page right now on the left to learn more about our Digital Growth Monthly Club, which is kind of cool. And it teases on the back end. It just shows you how we build our business, how we data capture for clients like this. And we help these people to get the others to opt in a massive, massive scale. Because remember, you're only as good as your email newsletter. So go ahead and click the screen right now. If you want to click below this video, you can learn more about Gravity Forms and more about us. I'm Josh. Thanks so much for watching. As always, I want you to keep it light, bright, and polite. Have a great day.